Hello and welcome to the lesson. This lesson is about dealing with failure as an entrepreneur. You might be at the beginning of your journey, or you could have already failed several times. As an entrepreneur, I failed many times. Over the years, failing has become part of the process. So, I thought I'd share my experiences to help you deal with failure as an entrepreneur. In this lesson, you will learn how to deal with failure as an entrepreneur. Moreover, we will look at how an entrepreneur can avoid the disappointment of failing, and furthermore, you will also get an idea of how to recover from a business failure. Dealing with unexpected or catastrophic failure can be difficult. According to BLS.gov, less than 55% of businesses survive after the first 5 years. Failing can be emotional. We could face rejection, embarrassment, and even shame. However, the initial impact is not long-lived, and as time passes, these emotions will get easier. Sometimes we need to take a break. We can fill this time with distractions. Some people choose to exercise or indulge in new foods. Others might plan something more extravagant, like a holiday. To deal with failure as an entrepreneur, discover what went wrong and learn from your mistakes. Try different things and do what works best for you. Moreover, avoid repeating the same mistakes. Let's look at how an entrepreneur fails. To fail could mean you didn't get the results that you had anticipated. You might have lost money or feel like you've wasted time. In worst cases, you might need to terminate something like a project or close an entire company. As an entrepreneur, we fail all the time and often get rejected. We could have a failing marketing promotion. We might fail to sell a product or tickets to an event. It's not all doom and gloom. More often than not, failing is a step to success. Mistakes help us learn. Furthermore, they can also make us better at what we do. Next, let's look at why an entrepreneur fails. Simply put, we're human. To truly understand why we failed, we must analyze any data we may have. From this, we can determine what went wrong and where. Entrepreneurs usually fail in a specific area. To discover where you have failed, you will need to break down and analyze any results. In the example of a marketing promotion, you must first identify any stages and then look at the outcome of each one. In most cases, the mistakes can be worked on and rectified. However, consistent failures could have a more devastating impact and result in things like the closure of a company. Once you have determined where you have failed, you can then rectify the issue or work on improving your performance the next time around. Try a different approach known as A/B testing or start over again. So, how can an entrepreneur avoid failure in the first place? Setting your goals can help to avoid failure. However, if you are hoping for ultimate success the first time around, then you might be in for a surprise if you fail. On the other hand, if you understand that failure is a key to success or an essential part of the process, then you can prepare for the mistakes and expect or plan to fail. Avoiding failure is a lot easier if we have initially failed. This way, we will have a better understanding of how to succeed. If you have discovered things that don't work, you will know not to do them again. You will also be a step closer to finding something that does. Most of us fail several times before finding something that works. As a result of our failures, we can sometimes discover something that works. For example, you could ask for feedback from a client or a customer to find that they would have agreed to buy an item if it was at a lower price or you offered a payment plan. Nobody is perfect and everyone is different. What works for others might not work for you. Testing several ideas without bias of opinion can help avoid disappointment. So, how do we deal with failure as an entrepreneur? Dealing with failure depends on the outcome or consequence. It can also depend on your mindset. Nonetheless, if you have prepared to fail, then dealing with it can be a lot easier. Moreover, if you plan on testing everything or A/B testing your work, failure becomes a part of the process. Being rejected or failing can trigger unwanted emotions. We can feel upset, let down, and disappointed. At first, you might look at what or who we can blame. Doing so could lead to further frustrations and even anger. As a result, these emotions can often cause erratic behaviour. When you accept failure, you might feel upset and unable to think clearly. Don't allow your emotions to dictate your next moves. Take it all in and allow time for the healing process to begin. Time is a healer, as they say. In the case of failure, time will allow your emotions to settle. Once settled, we can then look at things more rationally. Take time for yourself and as much as you need. How people deal with emotion depends on your mindset. Some people might sit and feel sorry for themselves for a short while. Others might need to take a big break or even book something like a holiday. Many people change their lifestyles and even use things like food and exercise as a temporary distraction. Try different things and do whatever works best for you. When you are ready, the next part of the process is to look at how you can recover. So, next, let's look at how an entrepreneur can recover from a business failure. Recovery depends on how badly you have failed. Either way, you can use failures to your advantage. Gather a list of reasons why you have failed and try again. Failure can also be exciting as it provides answers. These answers could turn out to be what you need to succeed. For example, Thomas Edison tested around 1,000 materials before discovering carbonized bamboo. His competitors had not accepted or utilized failure like Edison. They continued to use things like paper filaments and were none the wiser. To recover, you will need to look over an entire process and try to discover why you have failed. Analyze any data you may have and pinpoint where you have failed. Try not to regret making your mistakes and instead take everything you have learned as a valuable lesson. In the case of rejection, try and understand why you got rejected, work on it, and try again. If you want to succeed, use what you have learned from failure. In some cases, you might need to start again. Continue until you find something that works, or A/B test everything and don't give up. Understand that we all need to go through the same process. Each failure is a step to success. The more we fail, the more competitors we will leave behind. Failure can be upsetting, however, it is often key to success. Moreover, with the right mindset, failure is a good thing and can be used to help achieve the best results. Remember to plan to fail. This way, you can prepare for a disappointing result. In most cases, you can also use feedback or data to help you succeed. If you have failed and have no idea how to deal with it, time is needed, and sometimes a subtle change in your lifestyle or a distraction can help. To recover, determine how, why, and where you failed. By listing our failures, you can progress with new ideas and avoid making these same mistakes again. Furthermore, the more mistakes you make, the better you will understand how to succeed. It might feel like the world has ended. You might feel that things won't work out for you at first. However, rest assured they will. Everything sorts itself out in the end. Life's lessons can be hard to accept. However, with the right mindset, they will have a positive outcome. Congratulations on reaching the end of the lesson. Be sure to take any quizzes and mark the lesson as complete before moving on to the next part of the course.